I'm just a simple man trying to make my way through the universe. Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I'm Jordan and today I have a bit of a different video for you. I just really fancied talking about my personal theories and predictions for the last two episodes of Mando Season 2 and Season 3 and possibly beyond. I just woke up one day thinking about all the things that I think are going to happen. And I just really wanted to talk about it with some people. Now, I haven't watched other videos on theories about what's going to happen. I didn't want to look at it because I wanted to think of my own ones, and I didn't want potential spoilers, and I didn't know if they had potential leaks in them, so I just wanted to stay away from them. I was a bit cautious of them. Spoiler alert, if you haven't caught up to The Mandalorian, I hate that a lot of YouTubers are putting spoilers in thumbnails and titles. They are normally quite big YouTubers as well, so they're going to get the views, but they still do it to get more. I really hate it. I get that it's their job, but it's unavoidable to see. You just randomly scrolling through YouTube and you see a thumbnail of characters or scenes from whatever it is, film, TV show, spoiling it and telling you what has happened. I saw one with the child's name, and I was just so thankful that I actually watched the episode before. And some YouTubers will say spoiler warning in their video, but they'll say it's been out for this long, it's on Disney Plus. You don't have to go to the cinema to watch it, so there's no excuse. But I know that not everyone has Disney Plus for whatever reason, and even if they do, they still might not have had the time to watch it. You know, people have busy lives, even now during the pandemic. You know, I think it's a bit inconsiderate to act like people need to watch it straight away. To be like that, to say, well, it's been out for this amount of time, so if you haven't watched it and it gets spoiled for you, then it's your own fault. You know, just not taking responsibility for it. And I'm not throwing shade on other YouTubers, I'm just saying it's frustrating because I remember last year with the Mando finale, I woke up, because I'm in a different time zone from America and Canada, Star Wars Theory had a video already up about what happened. And he had a thumbnail of Mando's helmet coming off. You remember when he got burned. And you could see the bottom of his face. And I remember seeing that and I was so annoyed. I was like, Mando's taking his helmet off. And we don't know why or whatever. Because that was before I watched it, and I just remember. I don't think Star Wars Theory did it on purpose. I think he was just a bit careless in that. I don't think he meant to spoil it for anyone. He did apologise for it, but even when he redid the thumbnail, it was the same thing, just blurry around his face, and I was like, well, that's basically the same thing. You know, even though you're not seeing his face, you know what Pedro Pascal looks like, come on. But even though you can't see his face, you can see that the helmet is coming off of his head. Sorry for the alpha hair. Before I get started, I just want to show you my top. I've become prepared with Grogu. I actually really like the name Grogu. I think it's simple, it's cute, it's easy to say. I saw some article on Snapchat and it was like, Baby Yoda's got a name and you're not gonna like it. But I really like it. I think it's quite cute and I don't have a problem. Tell me what you think about the name Grogu. I personally think it's really cute. So I'm just going to start with the first thing I can think of. I've not scripted this, I've not even taken notes. This is really freeball, so I have it all in my mind. I have thought about these before, but it's not going to be like, I'm not going to have evidence and point out different things in different episodes and connect dots. It's just things that, from a plot point of view, would make sense. I could see it going in that way, if that makes sense. I'm not gonna be looking at the little details of Easter eggs and things like that in specific scenes and have a lot of evidence. I might in the future do things like that, but this, I was just like, I think this is gonna happen, I think this is gonna happen, it makes sense to me. And before we get started, I just wanted to say, I know this is a bit of an awkward time to post this video because there's only 2 episodes left. You'd probably do it at the start, halfway through, or at the end, or before the next season. But it just, like I said, I woke up and I just wanted to talk about it. So that's what I'm doing, you know? I'm just trying something different. It's what I want to do. Is that a crime? I don't think so. So the first thing I think is going to happen at the end of season 2, on the final episode, I believe. I don't know if it will be because of a casualty or an injury or a victory. But I do think that Mando is going to take his helmet off at least once at the end of this season. I think with his meeting with Bo-Katan and also Boba Fett, I think that he's learned that maybe his way isn't necessarily the right way or the only way. This is not the way. I'm sorry, but I had to do that. I think he'll find that there is another way to do it. And I think, you know, I just think that at the end of the season, him having his helmet on and not showing his face to people won't matter as much to him. I think maybe Bo-Katan will teach him more about Mandalore and Mandalorians from Mandalore. And he might sort of not care about the creed as much. Obviously, he still might be really into it. But I do believe that at the end of this season, he is going to take his helmet off once. And I think that will go into season 3. I think he'll gradually take it off more and more. Even if it's in front of only Grogu to begin with, or someone else he trusts, I think it will definitely happen. I think that's where it's going. That it was a cool sort of thing to begin with, him not taking his helmet off, but I think it makes more sense because people recognize Pedro. You know, actors and people who make shows and films like to have a face of the franchise or something, and I think that they now want Pedro's face to be out there, and I also believe it will add to his character development. I think that he is definitely moving away from his old life and the creed. I think he is going to change his beliefs on certain things, especially Mandalorian culture. And I think that's how it's going to start, even if it's, like I said, only in front of Grogu to begin with. I think that that probably makes the most sense, that he rescues Grogu, they're on a ship together. I think that he is going to get a new Razor Crest, or a Razor Crest-like ship, or maybe a completely different ship. But I imagine he gets a new ship, but I don't think it'll be too different from his original ship. And I could imagine that just at the end, you know, they've saved him, everything's calmed down. And the cliffhanger for this season would be him taking his helmet off with Grogu. And I think that it would help them bond together, as I've heard that they're trying to have a father-son relationship between Mando and Grogu. And I think that that would help in that. Mando, I believe, is going to have to train him to a certain extent with the Force himself. And I think that will help that even more. It will help Grogu feel even more comfortable around Mando. The next thing I want to say is I think we might get a glimpse of Thrawn at the end of the season. As Qui-Gon would say, there's always a bigger fish. So I believe that Moff Gideon isn't actually the guy in charge. I believe Grand Admiral Thrawn is. I feel like because he's so smart that it makes sense that he would be sort of leading this operation with whatever they're doing with Grogu into experimenting with cloning, I believe. You know, because the Dr. Pershing? I think that's how it was said. Dr. Pershing. You know who I'm on about. He had the Camino badge on his arm. So it's all going with the cloning, with all the things that happen with Snoke and Palpatine in their sequel trilogy. It looks like it's going in that direction. So I think it would make sense that Thrawn would be in charge of that, especially as Moff Gideon is just a glorified Death Trooper, from what I can remember. And don't call me a fake fan, I do know Star Wars. I think his armour is Death Trooper armour. So I think he was in charge of the Death Troopers at one point. So yeah, I think that even if we only see it from a hologram of Grand Admiral Thrawn talking to Gideon, or, this is the other thing I can speculate, is that Moff Gideon dies at the end of this season. I think it is a possibility. Well, Mando and Gideon are definitely going to fight. It's going to be Darksaber against Beskar Spear. I think that's what the Ahsoka episode sort of set up as well. Maybe I think Moff Gideon's going to annoy Mando too much, threatening Grogu, that I could imagine him piercing him. And I don't think Mando's going to be by himself. With the end of the last episode, I was surprised that he went to Cara Dune to get that guy out of the prison. I can't remember his name. I also thought he died. I know that Mando has Boba Fett and the other bounty hunter, but I think they need Ahsoka. I would say they need a Jedi, but she's not a Jedi. She's just an ordinary citizen. So I think that Ahsoka's going to come back for the final 2 or final episode. It feels weird because it feels like there should be one more episode. The episode where they get the guy out of prison to locate the light cruiser, and then 2 more for actually getting Grogu. That's what it feels like to me. So I think they need more than Cara Dune, the bald guy, I can't remember his name, the criminal, Boba Fett, and the other bounty hunter, and Grief Karga. Probably that blue alien guy as well, even though he's pretty useless. I think they're going to go to rescue him. I think that he's either going to go and see Ahsoka, like seek her out, or Ahsoka's going to sense Grogu in danger and go to find Mando to rescue him. And I think the Bo-Katan will be involved as well. Because there's a lot of things going on in different directions, but it feels like they're all about to crash together. Because Ahsoka's looking for Ezra and Grand Admiral Thrawn. The one thing I'll say about that is, after Rebels, there's been a lot of time that's passed. So I wonder what Thrawn has been doing, if he's even still with the Empire, if he's with any of the Empire, and if he's with Ezra, or what happened, because surely one of them would have killed the other one after they went into hyperspace into the unknown regions. Is Thrawn with the Chiss again? Who knows? That's the one thing that I can't figure out in my head, is what have they been doing for all this time? Where have they been? And are both still alive? And I think Ezra would have killed Thrawn if he had the opportunity, unless they just escaped. One of them escaped, both of them escaped, and they are just both in the unknown regions. That is the interesting thing to think about. So we have Ahsoka looking for them too. Obviously, Bo-Katan wants the Darksaber so she can rule Mandalore. And I think that somehow she's going to find out that Moff Gideon has it. I don't think she knows. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think she knows that Moff Gideon has it. So either Mando is going to get into contact with Bo-Katan, telling her that Moff Gideon has the Darksaber. Ahsoka is going to fight Moff Gideon, kill him, take the Darksaber, give it to her. Or maybe Ahsoka will wield the Darksaber, but I don't think she will rule Mandalore. So I don't think that she would keep it. But I do think Bo-Katan and more Mandalorians are going to help in this rescue of Grogu. Because it all makes sense. They've got to all help each other to get what they want. I think Ahsoka, if she interrogates Moff Gideon, will find out a lot more information about Grand Admiral Thrawn. And I could see it going pretty dark, where she uses some techniques Anakin used to interrogate people in the Clone Wars show, you know, force choking, and when Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, and Anakin all got into Cad Bane's mind, that was, you know, quite uncomfortable to watch. I think she's going to do something similar. I know that she is really light in the Force. She's not a Jedi, but she isn't a Jedi, so she doesn't have to follow the same rules. I know that she is very light in the Force, but I think her wanting to know where Grand Admiral Thrawn is and Ezra is really important to her, and being trained by Anakin, I think that she will let that slip in that moment, and that might be how Moff Gideon dies. But yeah, I could also see that Mando has a fight with Moff Gideon and loses, and then Ahsoka is there to finish the job. I did see Star Wars Theory's video. I didn't watch Star Wars Theory's video, but I saw the title of him thinking that Boba Fett will rule Mandalore. Now, I don't think that will happen. I don't think Boba Fett wants to rule Mandalore. I don't think he is the right person for the job. he is a simple man trying to make his way through the universe. I think that's too much responsibility for him to take on. And because he doesn't like being told what to do, I also don't think he'd like to be a ruler, because there's certain rules you've got to follow with being a ruler. And I just don't think he has the experience to do that. I didn't watch Star Wars Theory's video, I might have to check it out to see what he says, but just from thinking about it, I do not think that Boba Fett would even want to rule Mandalore. So yeah, I think the team they have assembled so far, or are assembling so far, is a good start, but they definitely need Ahsoka Tano and Bo-Katan, and I think several other Mandalorians. I think she has more Mandalorians than just the 2 that were with her. So yeah, this isn't a review. I will review The Mandalorian some other time. I don't know how I want to do it yet, if I want to do it per episode or per season, but I just don't think I'm ready to do that yet. I might do it after Christmas. I need some more time to think about it. I just wanted to do this different type of video. I wonder if Ahsoka will eventually train Grogu, but maybe in a different way, not a Jedi way. And then we might get that grey Jedi element we've all been looking for in Star Wars canon for a while, especially with The Last Jedi. We thought that that was where it was going to go, and that would have made sense, and it would have been really cool to see it. To see the Jedi learn from their mistakes and accept that they need to change to not survive, but to be better at what they're trying to do. They need a balanced yin and yang approach to the Force, I think. You know, like what Palpatine says is that you need to learn all aspects of something to learn about it fully, to truly understand it. You know, you've got to learn about the light side and the dark side. That's one of my favourite parts. Basically, anything Palpatine says as Sheev rather than Darth Sidious is amazing. I love everything he says. This isn't a ethereal prediction, but I really want to see how many assets Moff Gideon actually has. We've seen him have a couple of TIE fighters, quite a few stormtroopers, death troopers, some E-Web cannons. He had that base with a doctor, client. He's had transport ships. He has a light cruiser now. I wonder if he actually has a Star Destroyer. But now I'm predicting, this is just in the top of my head, I think that new Star Destroyer we saw, I can't remember what it's called. Is it the Onager? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's the Onager that is the new ship that came out with the Starhawk for the board game Star Wars Armada, and it has the cannon. I think Moff Gideon might have that, and he will use that to his advantage against Mando. I could see them destroying, I think it's Navarro. Is that the planet what it's called? There's so much Star Wars content, it's hard to remember it all. The planet where Cara Dune and Greef Karga are, and they just stopped Imperial occupation a couple of episodes ago. I think they're gonna add insult to injury with that, put salt in the wound and blow it up, or at least make the surface of what they're trying to protect, where Cara Dune is the marshal of, I think that's going to be wiped out. There doesn't look to be much on Navarro of any importance to the Empire anyway. I don't know if there's any minerals, but it does seem to be dangerous with all the lava and stuff. So I don't think they would have any problem with leveling it. At least the city, maybe like in Rogue One where they destroyed Jeddah City and not the whole of Jeddah. So yeah, I think that's it for everything that I wanted to speculate. I did have theories about Boba Fett, but I was going to do this video last week, but by the time I had chance to do it, I didn't think I'd have it up in time. I was going to record on Thursday, but I think I would have had to get it out by Friday morning, but by then people would have already seen it. I thought that some of the theories would have been redundant, and I had theories about Boba Fett, so it was redundant, so I'm glad that I waited. Also, I'm doing this video because I had a problem with the LEGO Star Wars spoiler review. Some of the video footage got corrupted, so I'm working on fixing it, re-recording that, and I just thought this would be a quick and easy video to get up there. I want to see what you think is going to happen, if you agree, if you disagree, where you think it's going to go. This is not a review, but the Boba Fett bits were all really cool. They knew what they were doing, where they referenced the same line. Plot twist, Django and Bubba are actually Mandalorians. Because George said they're not. But they technically are. They're as Mandalorian as Mando is. And that is absolutely crazy. They were foundlings, just like Mando was. Seeing Slave One was really cool. I really hope that we can hear the seismic charge again. And that's such an amazing sound. Another little theory that I've just thought about is that I think that if they introduce Thrawn as the main villain, that the New Republic's going to get involved a lot. I assume that Thrawn has quite a large Imperial remnant if he is in power. And I say large, I just mean bigger than what we've seen Moff Gideon have. I reckon he's got 2 or 3 Star Destroyers, and that's all Thrawn really needs. I think we could see like a new battle between the New Republic and the Imperial remnant, a bit like in Legends. I think we're going to see a different side to Thrawn in canon than we have in the past. I think we are going to see that underdog, but absolutely destroying people with a lot of ease. I also heard that Thrawn is played by the guy who voiced him in Rebels. I can't remember his name. You know Mads' brother, who played Hannibal Lecter in the Hannibal show? The guy with the bleeding eye in James Bond Casino Royale. And the most important, Galen Erso in Rogue One. His brother did the voice for Thrawn in Rebels, and I think he did an amazing job. I can't imagine Thrawn's voice any different from that. And all they need to do is make him blue, give him red eyes, and give him the white Imperial Admiral, Grand Admiral outfit. And I just love the way he executes his lines. And I think it will elevate the Mandalorian to somewhere different with him in it. Because I think Dave and John are going to do Thrawn really well. And I did like Thrawn in Rebels, and I'm only on the first Thrawn book at the moment from the Disney canon, and I am enjoying it. It's just taken me a while because I'm not so into Governor Price. And because I don't really care about Governor Price, it's slow to get through her bits to get to the Thrawn bits. But I do like the Thrawn bits very much. And when I'm reading it, I imagine his voice. The other thing I've just thought of is, what if Mando and his gang are walking into a trap? I could imagine them thinking it's just a light cruiser, and then they get there and there's a couple of Star Destroyers. I could really imagine that. I wonder where they would be. I reckon they could have an Imperial remnant on Mustafar. That's a really important Imperial location, which I don't think a lot of the New Republic would know about. I know in Rebels, few of them knew about it. The Jedi especially knew that that was where Jedi go to die. But I don't think the majority of the New Republic would know about it, and I think that would be an excellent location to produce stuff. I know that Mustafar is healing, because I played the Vader Immortal. I know that he's healing somewhat, but I think that's taking a while to do it. I think it will still be the lava field that we all know and love from episode 3. I think it takes a while for it to heal and for the plants to grow and stuff. I can't quite remember what was going on with that. It was a little bit strange. The Vader stuff I thought was cool, but that other thing was strange. It was cool to play though, because I'm average height, and Vader, you don't realise how tall he is in the movies, but when you're in VR and he's like up here and you're just looking up, it's very intimidating. Meme review. So today, that was strange, I might leave that in. I don't know what happened with my speech right then, that was so strange. I think I turned Scottish. So today's meme is relevant to Mando and Grogu, Ahsoka. Grogu was a youngling at the Jedi Temple, and during Order 66 was hidden. Anakin's Force Ghost.
I missed one.
Meme review. So as a prequel meme, this gets 4 bonus points. Because it's really relevant and it was quickly made, 2 points. Because it's about Grogu, because it's about Anakin killing younglings, and that's hilarious, bonus 3 points. So if you can do maths, that's 4 plus 3, which is 7, plus 2, 8. So this meme gets an 8 out of 10. But it does get 4 bonus points for being a prequel meme, if you remember. That's what prequel memes get. It gets bonus 2 points because it's Anakin killing younglings. And bonus 5 points for being super fast and relevant to the episode with Ahsoka in the Mandalorian and having Grogu's name in it. Second meme. We're having 2 memes this week because this one was so good. It ticks all the right spots. Star Wars Joker. That's how you make me happy. Quickly, if you haven't seen Joker, then spoiler alert, you can't see this meme until you watch Joker unless you want to be spoiled. But and as you can see here, Gary represents Grogu. Randall, who is dead, represents Order 66. And Joker represents Anakin Skywalker. Joker, Anakin, goes to Gary. Grogu kisses him on the forehead and says, "You were the only one who was ever nice to me." Do we know if that's true? No. Does Anakin know Grogu? Doesn't matter. But the important thing is this meme gets a 9 out of 10. No, it gets a 10 out of 10. Because like I said, it's Joker, it's Star Wars, put it together and it makes me happy. Also, these bonus points I add to the ranking isn't what makes the ranking. That's just bonus points as well as the ranking. You understand? So like I said before, prequel meme gets bonus 4 points. And it gets 5 bonus points for being a Joker Star Wars meme combined. That's special. Then it gets bonus 2 points for being Anakin killing younglings meme. So that's all from me. All I have left to say is I hope you enjoyed. Wait a second, I can feel something in the force. Wait, I sense something in the force. I have felt an awakening because Brad 1, Brad 2 and PewDiePie stopped doing bonus memes regularly. I can feel it in the force that I'm allowed to do it. And like always, I don't know who made these, I just saw them and I thought they're hilarious. Give me a second, I got bonus Star Wars meme for you today. I know, it's exciting, isn't it? So as you can see from this meme, so the caption is, "Legends slowly becoming more and more canon." And it's that comedian, I don't know his name, but he's on the gate and he's like, "Let me in, let me in." So I give this meme a 7 out of 10. It gets a 7 out of 10 because it's also sad, because I want Revan to become canon. And hopefully soon he will. You know, maybe Dave and John will introduce him in season 3. They want to add everyone. That was the meme at one point, they're adding Random Clone Trooper 22. They could add Revan, maybe as a Force Ghost, maybe in some documents. I mean, they even had like loads of Old Republic stuff in the past, like Rebels and stuff. Come on. That's why it gets a 7, because it's also sad. But because it is a prequel meme, yeah, it gets a bonus 6 points. And because it's Revan, it gets bonus 2 points because Revan's so cool. Who doesn't like Revan? I don't know anyone who doesn't like Revan. I remember at college, you could put wallpapers on the computers, and someone's was Revan with one red lightsaber, one purple lightsaber. Pretty cool. Mine was Kevin from The Office, doing that smile. And someone also did the 10th Doctor on one side of the wall, and then Rose on the other side of the wall, and there were computers next to each other. It was really emotional. Press F to pay respects. So that is all I have time for. So hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want more, and hit that ding dong notification bell if you want to stay up to date when I post a new video. And why don't you think about sharing it about, you know, the more the merrier. If you have friends that you think would like this, or enemies, or frenemies, or acquaintances, you know, just share it about. I've never talked about sharing before because I forgot that feature existed. All I have left to say is, I want you to watch more shows, and I'll see you in the next video. This is the way, and may the Force be with you, always.